We've been working on our grip for our sticks, so I'm going to remind you that you're doing a pinch between your thumb and your index finger in between. You're pinching there, and we've been exaggerating lately, not holding our fingers all the way down but also not sticking them out, but we've been exaggerating the fact that there needs to be a little flexibility here and that your fingers aren't squeezing. Remember that we're not using our index finger to point, we're just gripping. Stick is sticking out a little bit past our hand or onto our wrist, and we're going to keep our triangle. Now, you're not going to be able to see my hands or my triangle because right now I'm just going to be showing you Jingle Bells so that we can practice together, but hopefully you'll be able to follow along at home. Remember we talked about how the bass drum is going to have the bottom note, and the snare drum is going to have the top notes. We also talked about how this little grace note, the tiny note, and the quarter note is called a flam. So for this, it's going to have flam, tap, because we have one quarter note in between without a flam. We also have a measure without flams. We have rests. Don't forget this is a quarter rest and this is a half rest. Together they get 3 beats of silence. Don't forget, this symbol means that you are repeating the previous measure. It's just not written out. It's a little easier on the eyes. Your eyes will just jump back and play the same thing again, and then you will continue. So don't forget, your flam is going to either start with the left or the right. In this case, our first one is starting with the left. Okay, we're going to start and we're going to play from measure 1 through measure 5, and we're going to stop, and yes, we are going to count our rests. So starting from the beginning, we have left, right, 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 left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, 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 left, left, right, rest, rest, rest. Now we are going to do it together. Prepare your sticks, a good grip, your fingers are not sticking out. 1, 2, ready, go. Left, right, 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 left, left, right, left, right, left, right, 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 left, left, right, rest, rest, rest. And then we're going to be continuing. Now we have right, left, 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 right, 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 left, 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 right, 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 left, 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 right, right, left, right, left, right, rest, 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 right, left, right, left. Now we're doing it. So now we are on measure 13 and we're going all the way through the end of the line. It's best to practice in small sections several times, so when you're watching the video you can pause it and then you can go back and practice the section that we just did together. So again, we're starting in measure 13, we're going right here through measure 18. 1, 2, ready, go. Left, right, 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 left, 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 right, 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 left, 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 right, 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 left, left, right, left, right, left, rest, right, left, rest, left, right, rest, right, left, right, left. Good, and we've gotten to the end of the line. Very nice. Now we're going to be doing measure 19 through the end. Now in this portion, if you play 2 instruments, you will know that there are different things happening in these measures. Instruments are trading off the melody, they're answering each other, but you need to play all the way through. Please make sure in measure 21 that you have 2 rests next to each other in the middle, and the same with measure 22. We are going to be doing measures 19 through 24. Keep in mind there's a lot of rests and there's a repeated section here. Don't forget this symbol means that you are repeating the measure before. There are 2 rests in the middle of 21 and 2 rests in the middle of 22. This part's a little confusing right here. This is the note for the bass. This is the note for the snare. This half note rest refers to the bass drum. They are playing 1 and they have 3 rests. You are playing 1 note, you have 2 rests, and then you have another flam. So we're starting here in 19. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. And don't forget, in measure 21, 22, 23, there's a lot of trading off between the other instruments. Sometimes one group is playing and sometimes one group is not playing. Did an excellent job. Just go ahead and go back, review some things. I would definitely practice from 1 to 5 several times. I would pause, then I would practice from 5 until the end of line 2 several times, and I would do 13 to the end of the line, and I would do 19 to the end of the line, and I would repeat each one probably about 5 times. I would make sure that my palms are down, that my index fingers aren't out, that we have a nice pinch, that your sticks are bouncing, that they're not staying down stuck, and that our arm isn't moving, that we're using our fingers to bounce. Excellent job, boys and girls.